Drew and Stu are on the air.
Ready?
Whether you're fading with Drew or riding with Cam, this is the place to get your weekly NFL picks.
Everything you got, let's go.
Hello and welcome back to the Drew and Stu podcast. I'm Drew Livingstone. That's Cam Stewart. Cam, you have a story for everybody. Cam, first of all, before everyone starts, it's Cam's birthday on Friday, so let's give him a happy birthday.
Hey,
yeah,
good for me.
The big 4-0, right? The big 4-0.
I wish, Drew, you can knock off a decade. 5-0, buddy. Soon I'm going to be too old for you guys to hire me. Like, look at Cam. I know what the good news is, though. When I ever go to Vegas, if we ever get back to the States, I'm part of the Silver Seniors Club. You get those $5 deals at certain local casinos. You know what I mean?
Cam, you don't have any gray hair either. You're not like an old-looking guy. You have it a little bit in your beard, but
my beard.
But like on top, you have no gray hairs.
And I'm also a stress case, as you know, and a spaz.
You just must have no stress in your life, right? Just relaxing.
Oh, yeah, relax. So, Drew, I didn't even know what to say. So you called me. I usually like to do it a little bit earlier. I wake up and I go, I'm smelling something. I'm like, something's off. Like, did I leave the coffee maker? Like, the thing is, when you have a shitty coffee maker, sometimes like it doesn't, like you could burn down your house, right? So I'm like, okay. Yeah. So it wasn't that. I look, I left my phone next to a space heater. It melted.
Oh my God.
So I woke up to like burning plastic, which is probably not pretty good. So I open up the thing, the whole back ripped off, like it's got nothing. And the SIM card, like I'm getting messages from 2022, but usually when you put your old SIM card in from the phone, it would update them. But the phone's so shit, I'm getting stuff from you talking about NFL from 2023. It's like, hey, Cam, I can't tape at this time and shit like that. So, Drew, the thing was like plastic.
Wait, it's the same SIM card from your new phone that just
but it's not. But the phone is so shit, it's like not updating. All my apps, TD, Amazon, I have to go through new passwords. All my betting sites, new passwords. I'm fucking going bananas, and it hasn't updated anything. I actually, Drew, you're gonna be so proud of me though. So listen. You know, the SIM card goes in on like a little thing.
A little tray. Yeah.
It's so shit. The phone. It's old. It's one of those double ones, like a double. Like it's longer. I didn't have one, so I crazy glued two old things that I had together. Put the SIM card in, and now I'm receiving. The only thing I get is text messages, and I can still see like my old Gmails and shit like that. But anyway, I got a new phone. I finally figured out Amazon, and now I got a new phone coming in, like one of these refurbished jackass phones for like $200. So anyway, it's a fucking kid's phone. It's like literally like look at this. Like it's the smallest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I would love to
see
a
piece of shit.
I would love to see the recording of you crazy gluing a SIM card into the thing, just like
Drew. I did. I couldn't believe it. I was like, because I flipped out in the mall. I go to the shitty mall up at the top of the street where I drink. Lady's like. And by the way, what kind of fucking people own stores, Drew? The mall opens at 8 a.m. These guys are rolling in at like 10:30. Like, if I had a business, like it's like they don't even care about selling products. Where I go, you know what? Fuck you guys.
They don't sell anything. That's why you're paying more for labor.
Yeah. So I go grab all my old phone parts. God, I kept in a Ziploc bag, and I had a thing of crazy glue, and I did it myself and put in the SIM card. It clicked, and it finally text messaging. I'm actually proud of myself.
Know what you should have done? Should have driven to Pacific Mall. You know, Pacific Mall, all the bootleg stuff. You get all the.
Yeah, I'm not driving to fucking. That's the whole point, Drew. I wanted to go up the street and get it done so we could do the show. But Pacific Mall is good. If you need anything, those guys like literally, you could walk out with bags of shit for $100. Like Pacific Mall is value city. It's also in the middle of fucking nowhere.
It's
true.
Am I
right?
It's true. It's true.
It's in Scarborough, is it not? Like it's
like the giant flea market in Brampton. It's like got a lot of good deals, but like good luck finding it.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's my story, Drew. Burning phone. Like imagine that, waking up to smoke. I thought, I'm like, what's going on here?
But how did you leave it in front of the space heater? Is my question. Like, did you just leave it on the floor, or like, did you put the space heater right next to your nightstand? Like,
no, because the room is so cold, as you see, we're having an ice storm right now. Like, have you looked
and
inside?
It's 18 degrees tomorrow. I know.
Oh my God! Another thing is all the garbage guy's not picking up. Everybody's bins fucking got blown across. So it's like, good luck, because they have automatic ones now. That's problem number 108. But I will say this. God, what was I talking about?
Your space heater. How did it burn your
phone? Yeah. So I usually keep it there, like if I'm charging, and I bring it back to my nightstand at work, like by where I sleep with my sleep machine and everything else. I passed out watching like a murder show last night, and I was out. So the thing is right. But it just kept on, and it got hot and hot and hot. But I was so tired, so it reached a level of melting. Like the whole back of the phone fucking melted.
I guarantee your phone was going like signals too, like wee wee, like it's
Probably,
too
yeah. I'm just sitting there. Yeah, it's like a smoke alarm. I'm like, what? Am I gonna die? But Drew, like, what kind of stooge leaves a phone on a space heater?
Did you at least have
this
a good
guy?
sleep? I hope you at least had a good sleep because it must have been pretty good not to wake up smelling.
Not
that.
when I woke up, dude. And not, the worst is when you find out what you did.
CPAP blocks your smell, right? So you can't smell anything when it's on, right?
I smelled burning plastic.
Oh, you smelled it through that? Oh, okay. I thought maybe you smelled it once you took it off.
Drew, the phone's burning. So when something's burning, you smell things. I'm glad it didn't like explode. If it got like if I slept any longer, it probably would have, because it would have gotten so hot that it would have exploded.
Your reaction time wasn't fast enough to save your life. You can admit that.
Reaction time was already fucking done before I woke
That's
up
what
and saw a melted
If it was a
phone.
real fire, I'm saying you would have been dead.
Yes. I almost died in a house fire, by the way, with cooking chicken wings and French fries in Greece. That's a story for another podcast.
What a joke. Okay,
Cam. Okay. Where are we going now?
Let's start with the Final Four. But first, the finals for March Madness are here, and the only thing for sure, Cam, is that the best place to bet college basketball is DraftKings Sportsbook. With live betting, exclusive content, promos, and parlays, DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. If it's your first time betting, here's something special for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets instantly with code Stu, not code Drew, code Stu, because they seen Cam burn his phone. DraftKings app was probably open, just winning all this money and it was melting.
More bets.
Your bonus bets are going to be going towards your new cell phone.
You think? Yes.
Bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code STU. That's code STU for $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Wow, that was easy. Let me tell you, I don't have a gambling problem. I got a life problem. That's what I got. Like, living is my problem. Gambling's the only thing that I do that I actually like enjoy, and like, you know what I mean? If I lose, I'm like, wow, you're right, Drew. Like, all the dumb things. I think I've replaced now 8 phones in the last 3 years, maybe 4.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm the guy that has the same phone for 7 years, and my wife would be like, "You need to update your phone."
I told you, I'm like your kid. I need a tether. Like when I go to a bar or whatever, and I meet people, or next thing you know, phone's down. Like I've dropped one in a sewer like twice.
Are you also a lose your wallet guy?
I used to be, but wallet now, I'm a very different person now. I have a special thing that I do with a wallet. I just keep it. I keep it in the front instead of the back now. Like your buddy, I told you the gypsy stories when you go to Europe. And I also like try to put something. I know this is actually opposite of what people like a light wallet. I like it heavier so I can feel it. So I put all my cards and all my other stuff. So when, like, if I'm getting a little bit weird,
you keep everything in there. I only keep like 4 cards in my wallet. Everything else I leave at home.
I keep my bank card, my horse player card when I have to go, like HPI card for horse betting. By the way, I had an $863 trifecta in Australian horse racing at 3:00 in the morning, and I'm going to be giving it all back because I got to buy things. Can you believe that, Drew? And it was all blind. I looked. It would have been like the horse.
Why were you up at 3 a.m? Is my question.
I finished my show with Morency late, and I'm watching Australian horse racing. But it was almost like Drew, because one of the trainers was Stewart. So I'm like, I'm blind. Like, it would have been Livingstone. I literally bet with like there was 4 horses with names that I knew of, like friends and stuff, and they're all like, it won $864 on a $1 try. I missed the superfecta for $4,000 by 1. It went 1, 2, 3, 5. If my horse finished 4th instead of 5th, $3,000.
Isn't that always the worst when you're like, oh man, I wish I threw $5 on everything instead? It's just like,
instead of doing the minimum. Yeah. You think? Oh yeah, where were we talking? NCAA tournament?
Yeah. So for Australian horse racing, you get the Aussie play-by-play too. Like, oh, crikey, he comes.
Oh, it's the best. Yeah, they go the other way. They go the other way too. But the problem with Australia is,
they race right to left.
Yeah, they go. So they go the other way. Oh, it's opposite. Like, remember when Bart went down there for the Simpsons and the toilet water goes the other way? It's everything's opposite. But let me tell you, hey Australians, no offense to you, I love you guys and you're gambling and party addicts, but in horse racing, there's an international thing. Red is 1. 2 is white. You have silks, so you can see the number of the horses. They all have the same fucking thing. So you like, I'm up at the TV going, like you know what I mean, Drew?
So it's
like
not
I can't
colored.
see you. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you don't know. It's all blue.
That's way easier because you're like, oh, I got red, blue, white. Okay, cool. And
Yes,
yeah.
there's an international code of colors. Like 7 is orange, 8 is pink. 9, like 9 is light blue.
The Aussies are like, nah, we're not doing that.
They don't even do colors. But anyway, it worked out. But yeah, those guys are different. But
all
they
right,
love
Cam,
gambling.
the NCAA Final Four is here, and it's 1 seed, 1 seed, 1 seed, 1 seed. It's the most chalk tournament I think I've seen in like 20 years, Cam. Our bracket was absolutely trash.
Everybody, but the thing was, if you took any chances, you're done. So if you're a guy that likes to play like Captain Chalk and do all that shit, you're good.
Loving it.
But I would say this, Drew. In some brackets, we had 3 out of the 4. Do you know what 4 number 1 seeds paid in a parlay? 17 to 1. Because it never happens. There's always 3 or 2. They actually had a great number for 4, but everyone's like, there's going to be 1, like Auburn.
Yeah, there'll be
maybe,
one up.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but none.
Crazy. All right, Cam. Florida, Auburn. Auburn's the underdog. Florida, slight favorite, minus 160. Totals 159.5. Where are you leaning in this one?
First of all, I'm going to give you credit. You didn't win the game outright because it was the biggest comeback ever by Texas. Was it Texas?
I was so mad.
Dude, that was crazy. Like they actually came back, forced over, and you knew it went to overtime. I go,
oh, as soon as it went to OT, I was like,
yeah, cash out.
Yeah.
That's when you cash out, when your team blows a big lead. I like Auburn here, Drew. I'm not sure. Florida's been a little bit vulnerable. I don't know how you feel about the Gators. Out of the 1 seeds, they've been lacking, but you can make the argument a lot of the time when you survive in advance, it can be better. Like Houston didn't play a great game before, and then they murdered Tennessee in that game. It was Tennessee, correct? Who'd they murder, Houston? It was Tennessee, I think. Who'd they kill?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So that's basically that's what I'm thinking. But I'll take the 2.5 with Auburn. But great call by you with the dogs. They just didn't win on the money line. But I will say this, Drew, going into the next game, I'm starting to get scared. I have Duke futures, but Houston's defense.
So I like Florida in this spot just because I think that, like you said, they got punched in the mouth. I don't think Auburn can keep up with them, Cam, at all. I think it'd be Florida can win this game by 20 plus points. I think there's too high scoring of an offense. Yeah, I'm telling you, I think it's going to be a blowout for Florida against Auburn. You'll see. I'm thinking like 89-69. Like it'll be a big gap. And then Houston Duke, Cam. I'll start this one. I like Houston. Everyone's on the Duke train. This number is too big for me to not bet Houston at plus 210. You've seen it plus 240 in some spots, but plus 210 at DraftKings Sportsbook. Total is 136. I think that's too low. Because I think if Houston wins, it's by outscoring Duke. What do you think?
Well, yeah, they'd have to score more, but I'll give you 1 point that makes a lot of sense. The thing about Houston is their defense is superior. Mm-hmm. Like their defense is so damn good. Also, I would say Sampson has the most experience out of all the coaches. He's never won the whole thing before, but he's been to tons of Final Fours. But I will say this, Drew, there's one issue with Houston. If they go in one of these scoring droughts, like they do a lot for 4 or 5 minutes, they're toast. But if they could just like hang with Duke, because you know eventually their defense will clamp down on you and things will get real. They can't. Basically, Houston wants to win like a 52-48 type of game. They need on like their defense to suffocate Duke. If they get in a track meet with Duke, they're done.
Yeah, I think you're right. But I don't know, Cam. Duke seems like they're unbeatable at this point. I think this, because of the value, you have to do it. If it's Duke against Auburn in the final, like I feel like this is the toughest matchup Duke's going to have. Is what I
agree with you. I think Duke and Houston are the 2 best teams.
Yes.
I think they're better than Auburn, and I think they're better than Florida. To your point, though, it's interesting. Everyone loves Duke, and that line's still at 4.5, 5. And we've seen this before in football. And these are heavily bet games. These numbers are sharp. I'm telling you, man, this has got trouble written all over. I have Duke futures, as I told you when we did the show from the get-go. Even during the year, I have a 10 to 1.
If they win this game, then you can just cash out and hedge.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, no, I won't cash out. Because if they win this game, they're going to beat Auburn or Florida, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I feel like you still sprinkle a hedge.
I might have to cash out in this game or bet Houston and hope Duke wins between 1 and 5.
Yeah, that'd be middle of the game. Just win both. Yeah, I don't mind that. I do like the Florida Houston parlay, Cam, plus 410 on DraftKings Sportsbook.
Nice.
I will be playing that just in case. All right, the middle break of the show, Cam, before we get into our hockey picks. Actually, you know what? I wanted to go over the new NFL rules with you because there's a bunch of changes.
Yeah, we have to talk about these things.
and I hate most of them. I'm a stooge. Like I know people are like, oh, you got to embrace change. I hate change sometimes. Cam, the first thing, the NFL adjusted kickoff rules. Touchbacks now go to the 35-yard line. At this point, Cam, just start the ball at the 50. Like, this is stupid.
I hate everything about the kick rules. And people can laugh at the CFL all you fucking want. They have a 5-yard halo and there's not a break in the action. You get the ball and there's a no yards penalty. And actually, when you think logically, that makes sense. You're right, Drew. First of all, player safety. Yeah, so what?
Just
one
give
play
me a
and you're
kickoff.
already in fucking scoring position? It's ridiculous. I'm with you. That rule sucks. But let's talk about the one thing that should have been there forever that college football uses. Both teams at least will get a possession in the OT.
The overtime rules.
That shit, like the fact that that wasn't done before tells me all you need to know. Hey, NFL, like, really? Oh, and they're coming up. These are such great things. And then they're talking about AI, but we still got the chain gang. Okay, so you're using a Hawkeye technology that they use in tennis, yet you need some fucking stooges with the chain? Like, isn't that supposed to work?
So the rules are they're using Hawkeye now, and Hawkeye will be the one making the official calls, but the chains will be there just in case Hawkeye doesn't work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's open up the door to that. I know what I love about these guys. They always have a plan B. Like, you think we're stupid?
Like, the best part is like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, the Bills got beaten because they lost the coin toss to the Chiefs. This year they got beat against the Chiefs because they couldn't get that first down, which a lot of people thought they did get with the Josh Allen sneak. Now another rule changed because of a Bills Chiefs game with the Hawkeye technology that would have said Josh Allen got the first down. But Cam, it's just, I can see it now. The Chiefs have a first down, like, oh, Hawkeye couldn't see the ball, so it doesn't work. We got to use the chains. Oh, it's not a first down.
Trust me, I can guarantee. Know what? If that's a bet on DraftKings, that's a lock.
Yeah,
they're going to screw. The thing about tennis compared to football is, you're right, and you bring up a great point. The ball is the ball on the line. You see it. There's no players getting in front of it. Yeah. There's no angle. Like, it is what it is.
Work. The Hawkeye won't work if the ball's covered.
That's the thing. And how many times is the ball covered in piles? They're grown men fighting for ball.
Like, Cam, the tush push didn't get banned. The tush push is literally a pile. Like, how do you see the ball in there? And you're like, oh, there it is. I don't know. So they delayed the tush push ban. What do you think of that? I know some teams, it was like 10 teams didn't like
Learn how to stop it.
My thing is, just make it open for the defense to leverage as well in the line of scrimmage. The rules state the defenders can't leverage each other from behind in the line of scrimmage because it's a 15-yard penalty. If the offensive players can now push each other from behind, just let a bunch of D tackles shove each other in the back. That'll negate it ever happening, because then you'd be like, oh, Jalen Hurts doesn't want to get hit in the face by 300-pound
that's light. Then don't do the tush push. Know what, Drew? You should be in those committee meetings, because I think all your answers are logical and smart. But the thing about this league is, they love water cooler talk. They like controversy. Oh, maybe we'll do it this way. It's like they love people to bitch and complain and go, that was a shitty call. Don't tell me they don't.
Yeah, that's my only thing. If you're going to let one side do something, you need to let the other side do the same. It's not fair. Because like you said, you have a 300-pound defender, and then it's 3 offensive linemen shoving each other. It's like, okay, no matter how big you are, you're not stopping that.
People rip the CFL. Their rules are a lot better in a lot of things. I'd be like, oh, missed. Oh, you get rewarded for missing a kick. Well, there's a lot of things to go. Anyway, the NFL is so far behind in their stuff. Like, they talk like they're doing things like, oh, look at us, we're getting innovative. These things are like logically should have been done 20 years ago. College football has been implementing like double possession and overtime.
College football overtime is the best. Just the constant 25-yard line, just score some touchdowns. It's just so fun.
There has to be, in the NFL, it's different. There has to be like a minimum of possessions. As a college, you can go on all night, like, oh, the final score 76-69 and 5 overtime, whatever. But you can't do it. Like, both teams need a chance. That's the bottom line.
Fair enough. All right, Cam, let's get into the hockey slate tonight.
By the way, your team, thanks for that game up against Calgary.
I will say I'm not confident against the Blackhawks tonight either, Cam. The Blackhawks at plus 310 look pretty juicy to me.
Blackhawks are playing better.
And Scott Wedgwood's starting again for the Avs because they're trying to rest Blackwood for tomorrow. So I'd say a little sprinkle on the Avs. The Avs Hawks over is the play, the over 6.5. I will say I like the Leafs minus 110 at home, and I like them I like them on the puck line as well at plus 210. I think the Panthers played last night. They're tired. I know they saved Bobrovsky, Cam, but this is one of those games where the Leafs usually lose. But this Leafs team with Berube is a little bit different. I like them to come out on top.
I love the Leafs tonight, too. Florida, you see that controversy too, Drew, with all the bullshit against Montreal. I'm a Leaf fan, but I'm going to be honest with you. The Habs got jobbed in those games, and they still found ways to win. The Florida
Nick
Panthers,
Suzuki, baby.
the guy's amazing. The Florida Panthers are unreal. The shit they get away with, like, and people are like, oh, these Canadian teams are bitching and stuff like that. Nah, it's actually just watch the tape or watch the game. Like
sucker punches, cross checks.
Oh, it's just it's stupid. Like, and if you don't think it's true, you're not paying attention. Like, I'm sorry. I love the Leafs tonight too. What do you think about this Wild Rangers game, or the Wild alive dog, or how about the under?
Both teams are fighting for their lives. I do like the under because everyone's banged up, and I think Shesterkin's going to stand on his head. That's the only way the Rangers win now. Cam is Shesterkin. They score on like minimal shots. It'll be like 2 goals on 11 shots in the entire game. I like the under more than either side. And then Kraken Canucks.
I lean Canucks, but I don't love it. And the Kraken are just shit.
Yeah,
they've tapped out. Over. What about Washington and Carolina? Is Washington live? They're plus 1.5. So only
it's because they played last night. They're plus 180 on the money line. I don't like the Capitals tonight just because I don't like.
Okay, then let's do a parlay then with. Let's go Carolina, Minnesota under. Hold on, Carolina, I'm building this right now. Okay, Leafs.
Yep.
Are the Avs going to beat the Blackhawks, or you want to leave it alone?
I like the over in that game more than the side.
Okay, over 6.5, and Vancouver. This parlay pays over 15-1.
Yeah,
Canes under.
15, it's 15-1 exactly on DraftKings Sportsbook. I just put it together. Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with
15-1. You're right. So Carolina money line under 5.5. Minnesota Rangers Leafs money line over 6.5. Colorado. And Vancouver money line. That's actually a pretty good price.
If you switch the Leafs to the puck line instead of money line, Cam, it's 25-1.
I'll just take the money line.
I'm saying. I like taking the puck line. I'm a big fan of the empty netters.
You know what, Drew? You do actually a lot of really smart things when you gamble, because it's almost like you say when you're betting football, if you're going to take the spread on a dog, like take the money line too, or at least like have something to do with it. It's smart to do, but it's nothing more frustrating when you go, we'll get that empty netter, and it's like, So, and it happens to me more often. So sometimes I just go, I want a winner. I'd rather have more, but just please.
I agree with that, Cam. Alex Ovechkin only 4 goals away from breaking Gretzky's record. I could see him scoring a goal tonight, Cam. He's just
bet him every game.
It's true. It's true. And they're not going to stop him until he does it. 10 games left, or 8 games left. Do you think he does it before the end of this year?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Another thing is, too, Ovechkin used to be like a villain and vilified, but all the stuff that's happening with Gretzky, some people are like, yay, go Ovi. It's almost funny how he's changed.
I'm on your side. I love Ovechkin. He's one of my favorite players ever. Like, just the fact
he's amazing.
Cheetos. But there is still that side of hockey fandom where they're like, he had a picture with Putin, and I'm like, just give it a rest.
Who gives a shit? Gretzky's like hanging out doing other stuff. No, Wayner's a great guy. He's a legend. I'm just saying though, like, who cares? The guy's Russian, for fuck's sakes. Like, what do you want?
What do you want to do? You can't.
Well, you want me? So if I had a picture with Carbon Tax Carney, people go, Cam's a fucking piece of shit. Like,
yeah, it is.
Sorry. Okay.
All right, Cam. This show is brought to you by True Classic. One thing I personally struggle with is finding t-shirts and clothing that fits the shape of my body perfectly. Either I get shirts that are too baggy or the sleeves of their arms are too tight. You get the picture. Nothing fits, but we found True Classic. Look at me and Cam. I got my long sleeve on. Cam's got the short sleeve. Look at Cam's little pipes. He's got the pipes in this t-shirt.
Oh, buddy, dude, they're actually getting pretty good. And I will say this about the joggers, Drew. I did pull me, I'm usually not a tight pants guy, but I did wear them up the stairs, and my lady was going, how are those calves doing? Like she actually enjoyed the tightness.
I told you the ladies love
it. Actually worked.
The True Classic it did work. There you go. True Classic doesn't just have shirts, Cam. They have products for the cold, like long sleeves, fleece hoodies, jeans, button ups, and joggers. They also have spring essentials like crew neck, short sleeve button ups, comfort knit chino shorts, and swim shorts. Finding tailored clothing that actually looks good is usually impossible, but with True Classic, it's easy. I wear these at home, and like you said, the girls
put on your joggers today. We're in an ice storm, for God's sakes.
I might go shoveling them after.
Dude, can you believe that we're shoveling snow? Actually, my mom told me, though, when I was born, like April 4th, it was like one of the worst blizzards in Mississauga, like Peel region history. She said it was like insanity. So, but Yeah. Anyway,
That's crazy. True Classic is affordable,
Yeah.
Cam, and you can build the perfect outfit in 5 minutes or less. So whether you're bundling up for the cold or getting ready for the spring, level up your style with clothes that actually fit right. Go to our exclusive link in the description below. That's trueclassic.com/DrewStew to save. That's trueclassic.com/DrewStew. Elevate your wardrobe and save today.
The material's really soft, which I like too. I hate, like, there's nothing worse when you buy a shitty, like, scratchy shirt. Like this one.
Yeah.
These
or when
actually
you throw it in
feel
the
like
dryer and the next day
covers.
it's short. It's
Oh yeah,
smaller.
like you used to see some of these t-shirts that I bought in Vegas, like fucking outside like a football game. They're trash. I use them for rags.
Speaking of Cam, I've got some questions for you. Speaking of Vegas, actually.
Oh, okay.
Silver Stripes asks, Cam, best buffet/restaurant to eat at in Vegas, heading there for a bachelor party this weekend.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot of good stuff here. If you're looking for a regular, like where the locals eat, the South Point Casino is like $8 and you can't
I've never
lose.
even heard of the South Point.
I go to all the local joints. When I used to go down and see Blessing, like we just
I'm assuming there's like 10 dudes on this trip, so they're probably not heading out.
No, you guys aren't going there. So for the places on this trip, I would say Paris is very, very good. If you're on Fremont, the Golden Nugget has an extremely good like breakfast lunch buffet, in my opinion. And there's one that's
I feel like
better
most
than
of the buffets of these casinos are pretty bomb. Like they're pretty good.
all of them, like even the shittiest ones, like have pretty good ones. So if you guys, I don't know where you're staying there. Did he tell you where they're staying? Paris is underrated too. Great food there when we stayed there.
Okay, so let's just say they're going out for dinner. What's the restaurant spot? Or are you just a strictly buffet guy at the
I'm
casino?
a buffet guy. I go hit the rib shack. Like the best thing about those casinos is there's usually like a steakhouse or a
like
rib
Guy
place.
Fieri's burgers.
Yeah. Like I usually go for like the steak, ribs, and seafood. So
you're not a what's that restaurant called? You're not a Hell's Kitchen guy, like like book a reservation 3 months in advance to.
No, I don't actually. But I will say this: when me and Morency were down for the tournament, Gordon Ramsay's fish and chips were fucking.
Oh,
killer.
amazing! I've been there.
Like it surprised me. I'm like, here we go with the gimmick fishing. Like, because I always think like these guys put their names on everything. His fish and chips were amazing.
I had the shepherd's pie from there as well.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah. They do good like British style tavern cuisine.
I mean, I hope so. It's Gordon Ramsay, so it's from that side of the world. So
good point.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anywhere else that I like to. I
MGM, and tell them MGM too. MGM's got a lot of good stuff there. But I'm going to say Paris, underrated. MGM, you'll find something. Don't worry about it.
My worst meal ever in Vegas, Cam, was at Planet Hollywood. Me and my wife went there, and it was empty. And I was like, "Why is this empty?" And it cost us like $30 each for a burger and fries, and it was trash.
Oh yeah, Planet Hollywood. I've had great experiences and shit experiences there. All
it wasn't a good time. All right, next one from Paulie. Cam, who is your second favorite team in each sport?
Wow, what a great question. Football, Buffalo, NFL, hockey,
Habs.
What?
I'm just joking.
That's well done. Actually, I don't like Boston and Florida and Tampa Bay less than Montreal and Ottawa. Like,
really?
And I was coming from a Leaf fan. Yeah. Actually, my second favorite team in the NHL would be just because of Blessing. He used to be the in-host guy. I don't mind the Sabres and SJ Sharkey. I've always had a soft spot for SJ Sharkey.
I pictured you being like a Golden Knights guy. I'm not gonna lie.
I do not like that team at all.
Fair enough.
Okay, baseball, Jays, and then the Royals are my second team. And what's basketball? It would be Raptors. And who's my second favorite team in the NBA? That's a really good question. I would say
you're a Mavericks guy. That's my guess.
Close. They're maybe top 5, but God, who?
You a Hornets guy? Or Orlando
I
Magic?
You know me. I like shit. I usually like shit teams.
So you like the Magic?
Timberwolves.
Okay, they're not too shit. They're pretty shit. But all right, next one from Brandon. Cam, have you ever been to Southeast Asia? Would love to hear about your experiences in Japan/Thailand, etc.
No, my buddy Hainzer's doing what's that fucking the White Lotus Thailand right now, and he's telling me they got opium in cafes and shit. It's legal. Drew, I don't know what this guy's up to, but I probably should have said that. But anyway, he's talking to me like he's going out with locals and grabbing like all this seafood for like $4. He had a bottle of Canadian rye. They had like Canadian Spirit or like $4. Like I go, are you ever coming back from White Lotus, Thailand? He goes, never. I'm never coming back home. Like apparently this guy's living. He doesn't make tons of money. He's living like a fucking king, like a place with like a pool and all that. Like it is dirt cheap there, man. And I've never been. That's actually I've never been to Australia, and I've never been to Asia, but I've been to like Europe, every state and province in Canada. Like, could you believe that?
You've been to the Caribbean, right? You've been to the
Oh
Jamaican,
yeah. I've been to Jamaica, Bahamas, everywhere there. Turks and Caicos. My dad was a scuba diver, so he used to do scuba diving trips.
I haven't been to Asia either. I'd love to go.
I don't like flying. I hate flying. You'd have to blow dart me.
I want to experience Japan once in my life.
Buddy, no. Japan, too expensive. We got to go hit Thailand and Philippines, buddy. That's where the value's at.
You got to do the trip where you do like all of them in a 3-week span.
Yeah, well, this guy's done it. He's been there for like 6 months, Drew.
That's
he left at the end of Woodbine. I remember. So we were at a
Is there not a rule that he has to come back? Are you exposing him right now?
I could be, but what you think immigration watches our podcast? Anyway, next question.
Next question from Jonas. Has Cam ever told us which college team he likes best? He always likes different teams. I can't figure it out.
Well, right now I like the Chattanooga Mocs because they're winning the CBI tournament. My girlfriend has futures on them. They're going to the finals and they won their game last night. Chattanooga Mocs. You know what a mock is?
What the hell is
a moccasin, a snake, or it could be a shoe, but they're more snakes.
Chattanooga Mocs.
Yeah, trust me. I went swimming. There's a river called, it's an Alan Jackson song, Connor. Went down on the Chattahoochee. It's basically the river between Georgia and Tennessee. Like when you go in there.
But if you had to pick a favorite college football team, are you a Notre Dame guy? Like who's your guy?
No, I'm not a Notre Dame guy. My favorite college football team is my dad's father went to Washington, so the Huskies, but I have a soft spot in my heart for the Oregon State Beavers. That's like
the Beavers.
Yeah,
not even the Ducks, eh?
I love the Beavers. I'm not a Ducks guy. It's too high end for me, Drew. You know that.
Fair enough. This one from Big Mike. Who do you have the Seahawks picking at 18, Cam?
Barron, the cornerback from Texas.
You got him going quarterback.
Cornerback. Yeah. So basically. You know the deal with our coach McDonald. He's a defensive guy.
Yep,
I watched tape of this kid from Texas. He is so damn good. He's already. I get all these Seahawk newsletters and stuff, and they're very high on Barron. He's a very, very great corner. You put him up with Witherspoon and a couple other guys, and Rick Woolen. Like that's the thing about the Seahawks. They're going to build the line and build the defense. Cornerback, Texas. That's what we're doing. Barron, Barron is my prediction.
I like it. And last one. Just from Chad. Cam, what's some good tips for late night eats after midnight?
Oh, do you want to like?
I'm assuming you mean like going.
Do you want to blow your face off, or do you want to like eat? Okay, late night eats. Donair is always a good late night eat for me. I like a food truck. Like what do you mean?
What are you Uber Eatsing to your house at 1?
At that time. Oh, I don't know what it is, Drew. I can't stop eating chicken wings. I love I'll eat chicken wings at any time, any day, whatever.
Who doesn't love chicken wings?
Sloppy burgers, sure. What kind of pizza do you like? Do you like deep dish or do you like it thin?
I hate deep dish pizza. I hate it.
Too much dough?
No, if I have to eat it with a fork and a knife, I don't want it. I want to be able to just like.
Oh, so you like New York style thin?
Yeah, I like where you fold the slice in half.
Yeah, you like to fold it. Yeah.
I will say, pro tip: do not order burritos or tacos after midnight because it's always the teenager that doesn't give a shit and he's just loading it with stuff.
Oh, great call, Drew. Like Chipotle and stuff late at night. That's a bad play. And let me tell you, I got those Uber Eats like buy one get one free, guys. If you go into the thing, don't touch anything or do what I did. I screwed it up. I got one burrito for $24. I complained or whatever. They're like, screw you. You touch the thing and the buy one get one free offer.
Yeah.
Be very careful with that stuff. Like if you had a couple drinks, like.
My issue with the buy one get one free, they don't tell you because they'll be like, "Oh, buy one get one free." You're like, "Oh, Burrito Boys," and it's like, "Oh yeah, but it's the Burrito Boys that's 4 cities over."
Yes.
And you look, and you're like, "Wait, why is it an hour and a half till I get my burrito?" They're like,
it's
"Oh,
so
the
true,
special
Drew.
was only at that Burrito Boys, not the other 3 closer."
They had a 2-for-1 chicken wing. I was up in your fucking area in Brampton. I'm like, "Here we go. I got to wait like an hour and 15 for these things to get down here." I'm like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, they don't tell you how far the place is when it's the 2-for-1. They just want you to do it.
It's true.
That's the worst. All right, that does it for questions, Cam.
Did we talk? We did.
Last thing we do before we get here is Valero Texas Open.
Oh, how did we do last week? Everybody was on Minwoo Lee but us. But I bet him because all my other golf guys did. But I'll let you go first, Drew. I think I have a couple
Cam, I only have a 3-pack this week. You ready for it?
Yeah.
So it's Gary Woodland.
Oh, good. He almost won last week.
Yeah, I like Gary Woodland. Siwoo Kim, my guy. And I like Hideki to bounce back ahead of the Masters.
It's funny. I do a show with a guy who hit a first-round leader, 2 of them, and Minwoo Lee last week. You know who he likes? Siwoo Kim. He sent me his picks today.
Oh.
For me, I got a 5-pack for you. I'm actually going to do something stupid, which I never do. Bet on Jordan Spieth. 28-1, dangerous Denny McCarthy, 32. Drew, my boy, Bud Cauliflower, Bud Cauley, 55. And if you're looking for a long shot, the big New Zealander, Ryan Fox, like a fucking linebacker at 90-1. Top 10s.
Hey,
yeah, sorry.
Question for you. What happened to Matt Fitzpatrick? Why is he so bad now?
That guy's on my banned list, and I couldn't give a rat's. I'm never betting him again. I had him for like a huge parlay too, a top 20 parlay. It was like an 8-banger, like $6,000. Like, and this idiot finished like 48. Like he was right there, gag the whole weekend. You're right, Drew. Matt Fitzpatrick's got no game anymore.
3 years ago, he was so good.
Apparently, people like him this week, and I said, if he wins, he wins. I'm not touching him.
Fair enough. All right, your top 10.
Watch out for a top 10, though. Corey Connors has won this tournament. Like, he loves this tournament. He is plus 180 for a top 10. And Tommy Fleetwood, he might not win, but this guy is a machine on this course. But, Drew, these top 10 bets, plus 175 and plus 180. Great value. And that's 10, including ties.
I just like, when I'm betting golf cam, I like the long odds. So I don't like taking the top 10s at that odds. So I'd be like, if I'm betting top 10, it's someone at like plus 500.
Do you have any first-round leader bets? I'll give a couple to you. Fleetwood, 32. Connors 33, Jake Afternoon Nap 70, and a hockey guy that you guys can appreciate on Steve Dangle's network here, Valimaki, whose brother or cousin plays for the Utah Hockey Club. Valimaki, the big fat Finn, 100-1 first round leader.
What'd you think of Tiger Woods' April Fool's joke on Twitter?
What'd he do?
He said, I'm playing next week at the Masters.
Oh, yes.
And then he was like, surprise April Fool's.
Sorry, Tiger. Yeah. See, Drew, my head is under a sand. This is a guy that actually leaves phones by space heaters. So I didn't even know that even happened. But Tiger Woods, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great run. And we got to see probably the second best golfer of all time.
He's winning again. He's going to win again.
Winning what?
A tournament.
With his son. In the sun, like with the Bernhard Langer Classic.
Charlie's shit in the bed, eh? Have you seen that? Like
he's okay. Age? He had a good run, but golf's hard, man. Golf's hard.
It's true. Everyone's like, oh, he's gonna be so good, winning every major.
Bernhard Langer's son, no, he's good. John Daly's son hits it a mile too. That guy's actually pretty good.
I bet you all the networks are upset Tiger is not playing, because when Tiger plays, their ratings go up millions. Like, it's
but
not just like,
the live guys are back for the Masters. DeChambeau, whatever. And you know what?
DeChambeau's back on tour next year. He didn't renew with Liv.
I have DeChambeau to win the Masters at 20-1.
Ooh, I'm a big DeChambeau on YouTube guy. I know you're not that, but
actually, I don't know what. I don't mind DeChambeau anymore. Brooks Koepka and him. The thing is that rivalry was so fucking fake for like clicks and shit like that. Like, he's walking in my line and all the other dude. Like, get it together, you guys. But the thing is, the Liv guys have a lot to prove going into like the Masters. And let's remember, Phil's playing pretty good now, Drew. Like, have you seen this guy's live results? And Sergio won the other week. This could be like, these PGA guys better watch their step, because some of these guys are good.
Are you going to be a Neiman guy next week?
No, Neiman will be like a top 20 guy, but no.
I don't know. Phil said he's the best golfer in the world right now. That's what he
Not
said.
at Augusta, he ain't.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. That does it for this week's episode of the Drew and Stu Podcast. I'm Drew. That's Cam. Please click like. Please click subscribe. Please rate and review on all audio platforms. Let us know in the questions below. Questions and comments for Cam. Questions are more fun, so do some questions. And wish Cam a happy birthday. The big 5-0 this Friday.
Are you guys are we going to go for a few? Like, I know I'm kind of busy with my girlfriend and my other things going on. Maybe we should go crush some beers pretty soon then. It's now that I'm an old man.
Hell yeah. My birthday's next week, so we can celebrate together.
So let's do both then. Done.
All right. That does it. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
This has been Drew and Stu.